Hi, Margarita. How you doing? All right. Thank you so much for posting. Let me jump over. The writing is fantastic. Really, really great synopsis of the movie. Good job describing why you chose this movie, and I'm really super interested in, especially your concept development here. This is fantastic. It seems like the first. Well, let's jump over to the sketches. I think the first sketch has a really solid concept and really got a lot of structure to it, and it manifests itself quite nicely, I've got to say, in the typeface itself. So I thought that was fantastic. The second description seems to be that you're following the same concept as the first, by this kind of line of separation or this line of demarcation. Um, Represents the division between reality and make believe, and that's cool too. But it's too close. I mean, right now this is it's a great job, great concept, great rendition, great rendering of that concept. Okay, but here it seems like you're using the same concept, but kind of just changing that kind of dichotomy right there. Okay, which is also interesting. But I'd like to see a whole fresh. I mean, this is basically a variation of this, right? So what I see is I'd like to see a whole new concept for a third typeface. This is fantastic because right now I think this really depicts this kind of really strange relationship between the dream state and the reality state. So are we dreaming or is this reality? And I think this is cool. I really do. I love this. I think it's fantastic. I love this one too. This one, though, I'm just not sold on the concept. I just think it's too similar to this. So I'd like to see it develop. These ones, first, number 1 and 3 are great. This one, I'd like to see it develop another typeface example with another concept, for number 2. Number 1, I think, is great. What I would recommend doing here is let's get that N all the way down to the baseline there. Because right now you've got the separation here, and I just think that down here it just creates this kind of really weird negative space that I think attracts too much attention. Almost looks like a mistake. So I would recommend that N come all the way down, reduce that angle right there, bring that N down here, keep your separation, and then the yeah, and then finish off that stroke right there of that N. So other than that, my only other recommendation here is to try to keep these angles consistent. Okay, so right now this one is kind of going in this direction. This one's kind of going down. This O is more drastic of an angle than over here. So, keep those angles at a very, very consistent angle, throughout their intersection with the type. Okay, those would be my recommendations moving into your final submission. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. I'll be more than glad to clarify. But this is really, really fantastic. And again, I love the writing. I think the writing is fantastic. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you, okay? This is probably makes more sense to me than any other explanation of this movie. So I thought you described this beautiful. I didn't get the movie. I'm one of those people who's like, I start getting, the ADD starts kicking in, and I start thinking about design projects and them things when I'm watching the movie. And next thing I know, and this movie, you got to admit, you can't miss 5 seconds of it, or you're lost. And so I'm not well suited to follow these kind of movies because I just tend to wander. So I really appreciate it. I thought this was it explained a lot to me, and I think it really set up the foundation for the movie, the concept of the movie in a way that we can follow through and look at your examples and say, do these match the concepts? Are these a good conceptual continuation of the concept in the movie? And I think they are. Well, at least 1 and 3. I think 2, as I said, I think it's just a little too much. I'd like to see you present your client with more variety, than just kind of this one being a continuation of this idea, so to speak, or this one being a variation off the concept for the first typeface. Hope that makes sense. As I said, if it doesn't, please just let me know. I'll be glad to clarify. All right, fantastic job. The only other thing I see in the first one is I would like to see this O. The stroke on this O is really wide. See how fat that stroke is compared to the stroke on the I or the stroke on the M. So try to get that a little bit more consistent, that O right there. All right, great job. Thank you.